Hello everyone, welcome back to this brand new YouTube video. I do need to get a lot more consistent on these videos as they are super fun to record and go over. In today's video, I want to go over the exact strategy that I would recommend every single fence company to put in place moving into 2026 to be able to win this whole year and make it the best year that you guys have had in business so far. Now, we're going to jump straight into it, and this might look a little bit confusing and a little bit overwhelming, but promise you after watching this video, you guys are going to have a lot more clarity on what I would recommend and what you guys need to do moving forward. Now, I would say the two most common ways of getting business and getting work nowadays is from both referrals and from the common lead gen platforms like Angi, Thumbtack, and Yelp, right? So we're going to start off with referrals and word of mouth. Now, referrals and word of mouth is probably the best with just in terms of quality, in terms of the people you speak to, in terms of the leads. They're probably the best quality that you're going to get. And we typically rank them as number one because you can never go wrong with referrals and word of mouth. The only issue that people have with referrals or word of mouth is the volume and the consistency. And the reason this is because there's only a set amount of people that know other people that know other people, that it kind of keeps going in that circle until there's no more people that you know, and you kind of run out of that circle and that sphere. And when it comes to fencing, it's one of those things where if somebody has a fence and they tell somebody else, oh, we got our fence installed from this guy, there's going to be a certain point until that there's no other people that need a fence, etc. Right? Not talking about if their neighbors interfere or whatever that may be. So it's fair to say that referrals and word of mouth is the top quality because these people already know you, they like you, they trust you, they've heard about you, their aunt installed a fence with you. So it's like, oh shit, let's just go with that guy, right? Or that company, for example. But the issue with referrals and word of mouth is, again, the volume and the consistency, right? That is the issue. So what a lot of companies tend to go for is the typical lead gen platforms, right? You have Angi's, you have Thumbtack, you have Yelp. Now, the reason most companies go towards this is because referrals and word of mouth isn't good enough. Now, yes, don't get me wrong. If you're a $10 million company that produces $10 million of revenue every single month, you're probably good with the process you're doing. But if you're wanting to get to that point where you're doing 100K, 200K, 300K, 400K, 500K a month consistently, you do want to make sure that you have a little bit more in place than just referrals and word of mouth. Now, the common lead gen platforms that people go to, Angi, Thumbtack, and Yelp. Common issue that people face on these platforms, and you might just be screaming it at the video right now, is lead quality, right? That is the common issue that you see with these platforms, is the fact that you get the leads, but they are not of quality. They don't have the right timeline in mind. They don't have the budget. They don't know what they're trying to look for. They're just shopping around essentially. Now, the issue is that these platforms, the way that they work, and in the marketing world, what I like to call them is umbrella companies. That the reason I call them umbrella companies is that they would run their marketing like an umbrella. They would have the water drain down on the top here and just simply divide it towards whoever they feel like dividing it to. And what I've kind of visually drawn down here is people, right? Contractors, right? So what they would do is that they would go ahead and get leads. Like, for example, let's say you have Angi's. Angi's will go ahead and get leads. And I feel like it's a lot better if I draw this for you guys as well. So Angi's would go ahead and get leads, and Angi's would go down here and they would send them down here like this. This is how Angi would work, right? And it's the same way that Yelp works. It's the same way that Thumbtack works. So yes, in the beginning, if you literally don't care about competition or you're able to win a lot on pricing, let's say you're able to do something that people aren't able to do and you know that you can beat the market standards on the pricing, these platforms might actually work well for you. And also, if you're in a place where there's not a lot of competition at all, like you know that there's no fence company close by within like a 20, 30 mile radius of you, like, yes, this will work really well because you're the only one close by. Yes, but in common markets where that is not the case, which is almost 95% of markets, you have to stand out in a different way. So it's fair to say that referrals and word of mouth only get you to a certain point. You can't really rely on them to be able to scale consistently and predictably. Common lead gen platforms, yes, they work in the start, but as soon as you want to take the business to the second level and you want to make sure that you get something consistent, you keep your crews busy, and you're not just relying on staying on these platforms where essentially you're just sharing leads with everybody else and it's not resulting in the way that you want it to, you do feel like there's something else missing. There is something that needs to be done, something that needs to be different in order to get the results that you're looking for. And you know it's out there. You're just not fully aware on what you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to go for, right? Now, what I'm going to do in this video right now is I'm going to dive into the exact process that we use with our clients to get them easily to 100K plus months every single month consistently. If you guys don't believe us, check out our results, check out the testimonials we have. And if you still don't believe me and you want to see it for yourself, book a call with me down below and I'll jump in, I'll live walk you through all the results and the exact model that we use and basically just map it for you as well. But the solution for this is a hybrid model. Now, why do we call it the hybrid model? Specifically, our model is called the project flow system. That's what our model is called. However, the reason I call this the hybrid model is because we combine the best of these worlds. So the best of referrals and word of mouth is the quality, right? It is the quality. It is the know, like, and trust factor that you get here. Bear with me with the writing because I'm not the best at it. But it is the know, like, and trust factor that you have from these referrals and word of mouth. The best thing from the common lead gen platforms is the volume, right? You're getting tons of leads. I mean, I hope you are, because that's usually what these platforms bring their value on. If you're not getting a lot of leads, well, then something is definitely going wrong. But you get a lot of leads. You might get 4 or 5 a day or etc., but they don't know, like, and trust you. They're not ready to move forward, right? So what we do here is that we combine these two, right? And the way that we do this is by running our own Facebook and Instagram ads. So we run ads on Meta. And funny enough, this is exactly what Angi, Thumbtack, and Yelp do. All right, I'm going to tell you that much. This is exactly what they do. And if you don't believe me, check out my last video. Literally go into the ads library and check out exactly how these guys run their ads. And you're going to see it exactly the way that I'm talking about. They literally run a static photo of a fence. So this is a fence, and it just says, click below to meet your closest contractor and check their price, and then just learn more. So they're doing the exact same thing. However, you're not aware of that, right? And then they're also sharing the leads. Now, we would do this for you, or this is the model that I would recommend, right? Not trying to plug our stuff into it, but this is the model that I would recommend. You guys run your own Facebook ads, you guys run your own Instagram ads to your guys' account and page, right? So the company's name, the company's page, make sure that the page looks good, post up a bunch of reviews, post just a bunch of work that you guys have done. That is what you guys want to do here. That way, the first thing that people see is, okay, these guys are trusted in the market. They've been around for X amount of years. This is what they do. This is their reviews. This is where they're getting the know framework from, right? This is the know and trust framework is what they're getting here. The like framework is what we're going to do when it comes to the actual ads. So you're going to create really good, compelling creatives. And again, I didn't want to go super detailed into this video because I have multiple videos going over creatives and stuff like that. So check out one of the first videos when it comes to actually publishing your first ad and making sure that you have the right creatives there. And you'll find the exact framework that I recommend. But in there, you're going to see exactly the way that you create these creatives, these videos, these photos. And that is what's going to make people like your content. It's going to make people like your company because they're consistently seeing all this value. You are providing value. You're talking about fencing. You're talking about what you guys do different. You're talking about all of this and you're providing a lot more than you're getting, right? And in this instance, it is just inevitable that people will start liking it. Second page you want to set up is either a request call. So you can run these campaigns straight to like a request call page, which is not recommended, but if you're starting off on a super low budget, you can definitely do this where they directly start calling you. What we would recommend is doing a call scheduling page. So have like a landing page. And again, just to preface, there is a lot of videos on the channel about this. Have a scheduling page where people can come in and actually book in a call with you guys directly. Now, before the booking confirmation, or this is all good, right? Before the booking confirmation, you want to make sure that the lead is of quality, right? You can't just make sure that anything just kind of comes in. So either you have yourself or a sales rep or whoever you actually can train on this, get trained on your offer and do the exact follow-up process for you. Now, why do you want to follow up? Just to go over it real quickly with you guys is because if you guys see here, the contact rate gets 100 times decrease from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, which means that if a lead comes in at 7 p.m. and you reach out to them 7:02 p.m., it is a much higher likelihood of them actually picking up the phone and speaking with you than if you reach out to them at 7:25, 7:30, 7:40, right? That is just what people have seen. And you can also see here the contacted amount of leads and the qualified leads is there's very little of a small gap here. Whereas if you see here, it's too much of a gap. Look at how much it falls down, right? It's almost like you can't do anything about it. There's too much, right? Same thing here. The contact success rate by the attempted times that you are calling them drastically changes as well. And then the familiarity bias effect. If you guys want to stop the video, take a look at this. Very, very important. Just try to understand it as much as you guys can. Second thing is this one right here. This is the whole day-by-day process. And by the way, if you want this whole sheet just to make sure that you understand everything correctly, comment down below. and I'll make sure that I send this to you and give you a shared link for it as well. But if you can see here as well, you want to make sure that this is the follow-up system that you follow. So you call them day 1, you call them day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. You basically do all of this. Make sure that you do this every single time and once every 30 days if you want to do that as well. The goal is to directly set them up on your calendar, right? That is the goal of this whole process. The whole process is to make sure that you get the leads in before you confirm with them, you follow up with them. This is why you follow up. And then this is the process of following up. You call them, you send SMSs, you call emails, you provide value through emails. There's a lot of templates of how you can start doing that all the way to make sure that you book them on your calendar. That is the goal here. Now, the whole process so far is making sure that these clients and these leads are liking you, they're trusting you, they're seeing your content. That is the whole goal. And this is the overall result of the system, right? You get qualified homeowners that are pre-qualified on the budget, the project type, and timeline, because you're getting the volume of the leads from social media. Your brand is going out there. They're liking, trusting exactly what they're seeing. You got to have the best strategies to put in place for content as well. And you have your sales rep or you have an assistant reach out and qualify these people. You make sure that they qualify that they own the home, they're ready to invest, they're actively seeking quotes, not hundreds of them, but maybe 1 or 2, and they're considering moving with the best one that they feel like is the best, and then that they are ready to start in the next 14 to 30 days. That is ideally what you want to look for. The thing with fencing, the beautiful thing about fencing is either you want it or you don't. Like nobody realistically goes out and gets a fence quote if they're just like curious on how much a fence costs. Like there's always a reason for why they want a fence. If it's privacy, aesthetic, HOA reasons, if it's because of a pet containment, small kids running around, like it could be anything, but there's always a reason. It just comes down to if you're the contractor that they meet and if they like you and you have a good sales process. And this is exactly how you're going to do that, not by getting compared to 5 other guys on the pricing side. Because if you're getting compared to 5 different guys, for these homeowners, the thing is, the only difference is that you're a fence contractor, you have your price and they have their price. Like realistically, that is why you're going to lose out on jobs, because there's always going to be people that are like, okay, so he's $1,000 more. Well, let's just do it for $700 more. And the homeowner goes with them without you ever knowing. So that's the main thing. The really cool thing and the really cool thing about Facebook and doing this is if you're a little bit advanced, what we can do is we set up a Facebook pixel, or you can do it yourself as well. There's a lot of YouTube videos on it. You set this Facebook pixel up on the booking confirmation page so that what happens is that Facebook starts getting trained on the exact quality leads that you guys are seeing. Right. So what happens is you can see here the low quality leads, they go into Facebook Pixel and we stay up here. So we put these into the second audience. Now we know, okay, what are the moderate quality leads? What are the okay quality leads, right? And then we do that. Last thing we do is we put the high quality leads, the people that we know are ready to move forward, the people who are very, very high quality, and we put them back into the Facebook Pixel so that Facebook now starts seeing that, okay, these are the type of leads that are quality. Let's start putting this ad in front of this type of audience. Now, you need to remember the way that Meta works is that they want you to spend on their platform. And the only time you're going to spend on their platform is by you getting results. So they're not going to give you low quality leads. Like what Facebook works it on is based on your feedback. So if they're thinking, okay, this guy is starting to spend more, or this company is starting to spend more, and we're getting them results, we're getting them leads. If you don't tell them exactly what you're looking for, they're going to start getting you very, very bad leads, and you're not going to be happy with the whole process. So set up a Facebook pixel, do it the correct way. That is the only way you're going to get the high quality leads trained back in, and you're going to consistently be able to do this. This is overall like the meat and potatoes of exactly how it works and the system that I would recommend you guys set up. Now, obviously, this is a little bit more of a high-level video, but if you guys want a detailed breakdown on this, there's a lot of videos on the channel breaking this down. If you want to skip all of that and you want to just go over it for like a 40-minute conversation, book a call with me down below. It's a one-on-one call with myself. I don't have anybody else jump on it. I go into your whole system and I walk you through exactly how we would do this, and I help you set this whole thing up. If you do want to do it yourself, that's totally cool. You can always do it. The call is totally free. We don't charge anything for it. But the second option is just having us take care of it. Now, we obviously have a proven track record of being able to do this time and time again for many, many years now. So if that is the case, and if you are interested in letting us taking it over, book a call, speak with me if you like our process, our system, and exactly what we put in place for you, because it is a little bit different based on the market and the system we do. Then more than happy to work with you guys and scale the fence company to the moon. Feel free, book a call below, and we will talk very, very soon. Happy New Year's, and wish you guys the greatest of success this new year. make sure to do your guys' best and make sure to do some new strategies and test some stuff that you guys haven't. And I promise you guys, like, it doesn't take long until you see success. Rooting for everybody. Peace out.